Hello and welcome to What the Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Thursday, December 5th, 2024. Welcome to day 1416. The Biden administration is in the process of extending contracts for private immigration detention centers and expanding capacity ahead of Trump's promised largest deportation operation in American history. Despite Biden's campaign promises to end for-profit detention centers, his administration has or is renewing contracts to add at least 4,850 additional detention beds, increasing the capacity beyond the approximately 39,000 individuals who are already in federal immigration custody. At the same time, the incoming Trump administration is preparing to deport migrants to third-party countries where they have no cultural, linguistic, or familial ties, in cases where their home country refuses to accept them. Meanwhile, Biden and his staff have discussed whether to grant preemptive pardons to current and former public officials who could be targeted by Kash Patel and the incoming Trump administration. Patel has publicly vowed to pursue retribution against Trump's adversaries and critics, and among those Biden is considering for potential pardons are Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley, Adam Schiff, and Liz Cheney. At this same juncture in 2020, Trump and his team had discussed but did not grant preemptive pardons to Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner, and Rudy Giuliani. The current consideration follows Biden's full pardon of his son, Hunter Biden. Moving on, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy met with House and Senate Republicans about Trump's plans to dismantle the federal government. Trump tapped the team of two people to head his Department of Government Efficiency, which is tasked with firing federal workers, cutting government programs and spending, and paring back federal regulations. The group is dubbed the Department of Government Efficiency because it's not an actual government department. Still, Musk and Ramaswamy believe they can achieve a 75% reduction in the federal workforce, a $2 trillion cut to federal spending, and the elimination of entire agencies. They, of course, have not provided specific details about these policy proposals, but House Speaker Mike Johnson said, "We have long lamented the size and scope of the government, that it has grown too large. And let me be frank about this, government is too big. It does too many things, and it does almost nothing well." Meanwhile, Tulsi Gabbard, Trump's choice for Director of National Intelligence, regularly read and shared Russian propaganda, according to 3 of her former staffers. The staffers said Gabbard continued to read and share articles from RT, formerly Russia Today, even after being advised that RT was a state-run media outlet and not considered a credible source of information. The U.S. intelligence community characterized RT as the Kremlin's principal international propaganda outlet in 2017, 3 years after Gabbard was elected to Congress. In 2017, Gabbard accused the United States and NATO of provoking Russian aggression and criticized what she describes as America's hostility towards Putin. When Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine in 2022, Gabbard shifted blame to Ukraine's bid to join NATO, echoing a narrative often promoted by Moscow. Earlier in 2020, Gabbard denounced U.S. involvement in Syria's civil war, labeling it a regime change war targeting Russia-backed Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Moving on, the Heritage Foundation, the architect of Project 2025, is spending $1 million to pressure Republican senators to confirm Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense amid allegations he committed sexual assault, drank to excess, sexually pursued female subordinates, and mismanaged 2 nonprofits. Heritage Foundation President Kevin Roberts argued that criticism of Hegseth's behavior was being driven by the establishment. At the same time, Hegseth met with at least 6 senators and pledged that he will be standing here in this fight for as long as Donald Trump wants me here. And finally, House Republicans blocked the release of an Ethics Committee report on allegations against Matt Gaetz. Shortly after the Ethics Committee members met behind closed doors to decide whether to make the report public, the House voted 206 to 198 to return the matter to the House Ethics Committee. The report details allegations that Gaetz engaged in illicit drug use and sexual misconduct with a 17-year-old girl. Gaetz resigned from Congress last month, shortly after being named by Trump as his pick for Attorney General, but before the bipartisan committee was set to vote on releasing its findings. The resignation immediately ended the investigation based on committee rules. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Anditas.